Yeah, I want to talk about the New York Yankees, everybody. This blew my mind when I saw this statistic. Shout out to, it was either Talking Baseball or John Boy, one of the two. They posted a thing saying that the New York Yankees are looking for and are going to get their 32nd consecutive winning season. In 32 years, they have never had a losing season. I'm 26 years old. Am I 26 years old? Yeah, I'm 26 years old. I'm 26 years old, so in my lifetime, and then tack on 8 more years, they have never had a losing season. In that time frame, they've obviously won a couple World Series, 5 of them to be, correct. But that's just fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
That's actually just truly insane when you think about how good and how dominant the New York Yankees are year in and year out. The floor is, literally the floor is, we're right around that 500 mark. That's the worst possible case scenario. The ceiling is we're up over 100 wins, and they've done that a bunch of times in that time frame as well. I mean, we're Toronto Blue Jays fans. They've never had a season with 100-plus wins. The New York Yankees have done it in that time frame. I'm trying to count right now. That's 4, 5, 6, 7 times. I might have missed one there. 8 times.
Oh, my
7
God.
or 8 times in the last 32 years they've had over 100 wins. This team, I feel like we don't even talk enough about as to how good this almost dynasty run has been for the New York Yankees, because it's we're just so fucking used to it at this point that these guys are always going to be good.
I know, and the thing is, a lot of people can be like, well, when you paid that much money, of course you're gonna have winning teams. Well, I mean, the Mets last year, they paid a lot of money for a losing team.
Yeah, for sure.
The Blue Jays this year, we're 9th in payroll. We're only paying 90 less million than the Yankees, and 218 just on the player payroll, no taxes included. And we're a losing team. The Rangers are a losing team. The Cubs, are they back? I think they're back, actually. But there's a lot of losing teams up there in the top 10 of payroll. So the fact that they're willing to, that they have paid every single year so much money, and they're still winning, and I mean, that's impressive. But the one thing that I always note, and the Yankees fans, I've kind of come out and said this, and John Boy has also said this, man, it has been awful being a Yankee fan for the last 15 years. Which, at first glance, if me being me and Blue Jay fans, you hear that and you go, the hell, you privileged prick, you go to the postseason almost every year, and you win. You have a winning record every year. Well, it's because they are winning so much, and they haven't won the World Series. They're 0 for 10 since 2019 in postseason World Series rings. So.
No, and listen, I do understand that as well, right? My football team, the Green Bay Packers, have been to the postseason a bunch, and I personally, since being a fan of them, have never watched them go in and win a Super Bowl before. So it is honestly tough watching your team be good every single year. Everybody's on you talking about how good you're going to be, and you're coming up short time and time.
Dallas Cowboys.
And time again. I mean, listen, it happens with a lot of different squads, and the New York Yankees have not been capable of getting over that hump, right? It's in fact, since 2009, they've never been to the World Series. Now, a big problem with that is obviously the Houston Astros, and eventually you're going to have to figure it out, guys. You're going to have to exercise those demons and deal with that and get back to that place. But the Yankees this year, I don't am I crazy to say that it's different? Is it nuts to say that it's going to be any different?
See, the Yankees, that's the thing. We've been talking about hot teams this entire time, right? I'm going to look up what they've been doing recently, but they've been kind of around that 500 mark. Let me just pull this up to make sure. Are you a big believer in what they're doing? Do you think they're going to have a big run?
Part of the reason that I'm starting to like them a little bit is the fact that Garrett Cole is all the way back.
Right. He's very good.
He's all the way back, dude. So we were talking about how his we were thinking, oh well, maybe he might opt out, and we were like, I don't know if he's going to opt out or not of his contract. Dude, now he's got a 3.36 ERA. Right. He's pitched 75 innings, so it's I think since. Actually, let me pull this up right now. Let me go to the game logs here. He's back into Cy Young form effectively. When we go over to his, so from the beginning of so from August 4th to now, he's got an ERA of 1.58. So in the last 7 starts, he's just been incredible. So look, they have a locked-in starter right there for game one of whatever it is that they're in.
Right.
And I like their chances in that altogether. Now, one thing I will note that Aaron Judge isn't hitting home runs right now. He's not hitting a whole lot of home runs, so he's now not on pace anymore to hit 62.
That's unfortunate.
Only 57 is what he'd be on pace for. What a scrub.
Yeah.
But still, man, like something about Aaron Judge and Juan Soto together, like that just I feel like in the postseason, it's just gonna be so hard to deal with those two guys.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the speaking of Judge, last 15 games, he's batting 208, slugging 434. That's not Aaron Judge numbers.
That is definitely questionable.
Even more specific, last 7 games, 154, slugging of 231. I think he's going to come out of that pretty easily. And then, yes, Garrett Cole's been great, but the other, 13 members or whatever of the pitching staff, they've got a 4.25 ERA. That's 17th in baseball in the last 15 days. So it's like they have some definite guys, they have got some superstars. They've got Garrett Cole, they've got Juan Soto, they've got Aaron Judge, but they do need them to be on, and they need the rest of the cast of characters to also be on. I did look it up. Second half, they're 24-21. Good. Not as good as the win-loss percentage in the first half, where they had a win-loss percentage of 59%. Now it's 53%, so a little less. But, I mean, right now I would say if I were going to give it to anybody, like to kind of go to the World Series this year, again, we've said it time and time again, Houston Astros have just been on a tear.